Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskaram. Good day, friends. This is going to be a continuation of our last video session where I was discussing about the fundamentals of computer science, addressing the student community. So this is the second part of the session. So I assume that you would have seen the first part. So if not, take a look at it. Otherwise, we can start with the second part. Now I'm just sharing the screens. I guess you're able to see the screen. So the current scope of the discussion will be on the fundamentals of software engineering, on what is software and the basics of the software. So before that, I just wanted to give a recap of what we discussed in the last session, so that so the overall agenda of this session is on, as I said, addressing the student community on computer science fundamentals, to get them a flavor of their academic subjects in terms of in terms of the industrial experience. So I carry industrial experience in terms of software engineering for more than 25 years. So I would like to share the perspectives of those experiences here in the context of the basics of computer science fundamentals. So the overall scope will be on this one. We'll discuss the software engineering, and then software engineering processes, including the SSDLC, the DEVSECOPS, the CI/CD pipelines, and all these traditional technologies, how they are augmenting the latest, uh, I mean, inventions in the space of AI, with generative AI based technologies, how the ecosystem is adapting itself to these changes, is what we will be discussing. Okay. So as part of the first session, we talked about what is the domain of computer science, some historic background of it, and high-level future roadmap. Okay. With this, now we are moving on to these are the slides we already discussed, to the next concept, which is going to be on these topics. We'll be understanding what are the basics of software, the types of softwares, then programming languages, and what is software 3.0, which as I said, is the new trend with generative AI backed vibe programming and other kinds of emerging practices in the industry. So just wanted to throw a bird's eye view of what is happening there. So the basics first. So software engineering, what it is, why does it come under engineering, is what we need to first understand. So software, as the formal definition here goes, is basically a set of instructions that would help the hardware computer to process certain and execute it for a defined goals. So it is basically something through which we operate the hardware. So, and what is engineering? Why this comes under engineering is that software basically, as you already saw, that software is part of computer science, and it is a science because it involves a lot of uh, domains within the science, including mathematics, physics, core engineering, etc. And it is there are mathematical and scientific processes to which software rigor or software development life cycle rigor has to undergo. So that's why it is technically coming under engineering. Moving on, a quick look at the different types of software. I mean, all of us are using, have used, and will be using software in one form or the other. So there are different kinds of softwares, including the basic system softwares like the operating systems. Popular ones are the Microsoft Windows, which almost every desktop or laptop carries today. Then there is a Linux operating system, which most of the production environments are hosted on Linux based operating system. Then Apple's Mac OS is another very popular operating system. Then there are a lot of device drivers related to the operating systems. Then utility softwares related to the operating system, etc., comes under system software. So which are directly related to managing the hardware system. Then there is the application softwares, which most of the us are already using, like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, the browser that I'm using, so the mobile apps that I'm using. All these are coming under application softwares. This could be either a direct and end user application, or an back office application, or an enterprise scale application. All these are such kind of applications. Uh, which are focused on a specific set of use cases. For example, if you take a browser, the use of that application is to access internet-based websites. Um, so Microsoft Office is for word processing. Excel sheet is for doing your, I mean, capturing your matrices around numbers or other things. Okay. Then there are PowerPoint for creating slides like this. Middleware software is again, it's not directly used by the end users, but it is a software used by other softwares. So like the typical databases, we have different flavors of databases, and then there are a lot of message oriented middleware. Then there are web servers, application servers, file servers, document servers, image processing servers. Like that, there are multiple middleware which are not directly accessed by the end users, but are part of the IT landscape. Then there are the again diagnostics and utility softwares. So whatever we are all seeing, softwares are that are accessed via another electronic device, typically a mobile app, or mobile, or through a laptop, etc. But there are also device-based interfaces like IoT devices, etc., which could be real time, near real time, or non real time also. Okay. And then there are actually firmware related software which are closely related to the hardware, specific hardware used in the by these vendors. Okay. Then there are software which are very specific to managing the networks. So today there is a trend called as infrastructure as code, wherein you build your infrastructure, or you provision your infrastructure rather, using coding, rather than physically trying to configure things. Today in this digital cloud enabled agentic world, configuration of hardware on the cloud, it becomes much easier. So this is another view of the types of softwares that are usually used. So there are system software, application software, etc. So this is a typical hierarchy of the softwares. So where we have the application software sitting on system software, and system software sitting on operating system, and on operating system directly operating the underlying hardware. So this is a very basic introduction we had on um, the types of softwares.